Good morning, students. Welcome back. Yesterday we had completed a half chapter of lesson number, or then a half chapter of be a good listener. Yesterday I explained you 4 skills of English language. Which are those 4 skills? The 4 skills which we studied yesterday are reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Correct? Yesterday we studied about 4 skills which we should improve. Correct? And from that we were talking about listening skill. This all 4 skills you people know it very well because you are studying from first standard onwards. Now you are in 5th standard, and you know all these 4 skills. You should be a good reader. You should be able to read book properly. Okay. You should be a good writer. Your handwriting should be good. You should not do any spelling mistakes. You should be a good speaker. If a topic is given to you to speak on, you should be able to speak properly. That means what? To be a good speaker, and to be a good listener means what? If a speaker speaks to you, you should listen properly. Okay. And that lesson we were talking about. Here some points we studied were there were 3 points, 3 questions were asked to you, that when you are listening to someone, do you look at the person? Second question was asked, that is, do you pay attention to what the speaker is saying? Third question was asked is, do you make any special efforts to understand the speaker? And some characteristics are given over here downside. Can you see? There are some characteristics given over here. So that characteristics we are going to study today. Okay. Here are some of the things that will help you understand the speaker better. First point is, if you hear new or unfamiliar words, try to guess their meanings from the context. Now, if a speaker is speaking to you, what you should do, you should listen to the speaker, and if you don't know any word, if any word is new to you, that time what you should do? You should listen and try to guess the meaning of the word. Okay. Now, for example, if I give you one word which is very much important, very much new to you, for example, antics. Antics is a word which we studied in second lesson. Correct? Commotion. Commotion is another word which we studied in second lesson. Now these 2 words are very much new to you, and you don't know meaning of those words. So what you are going to do? You are going to read that sentence, and from that sentence you are going to guess meaning of the word. Okay. So now antics means silly. So if you don't know meaning of a word, if you are sitting in the classroom and if teacher is teaching you, that time you can ask your teacher, ma'am, can you tell me meaning of antics, or sir, can you tell me meaning of antics? And if not, if you don't feel to ask teacher, or if you get afraid of teachers, no need to get afraid of teachers, but then also if you get afraid of teachers, that time you should take help of dictionary, which is the best option, because dictionary is helping you anytime. You don't get afraid of dictionary, so you can take out your dictionary, find out meaning of the word, and then you will immediately understand new word, and it will improve your vocabulary. You will able to use new vocabulary in your daily routine, in daily speeches, and if you will have lot of vocabulary with you, it will help you to deliver your speeches. Correct? Deliver your speech in front of audience in best way. Correct? So first point over here is, if you hear some new or unfamiliar words, try to guess their meaning. What you have to try to guess there? You have to try to guess their meaning. What the word is used this in sentence. For example, if I will say, please don't behave. Don't make commotion in the class. I have given you one example. Don't make a commotion in the class. Now there are students sitting in the class. There is no teacher in the class, and madam has come over there and she's saying, don't make commotion in the class. Means what you can do? You can do guessing of the word commotion. Now you are not sitting quiet in the class, and teacher is saying don't make commotion. Means what? You can guess meaning of the word commotion. Commotion means things so noise. So teacher is telling us to not to make noise. So this is what guessing you should do when the speaker is speaking to you, and you have to listen with attention. Okay. Second point which is given over here is, you can try to guess what the speaker will say next. speaker is going to speak to you, you should able to guess what the speaker is going to speak next. What will be the next point which speaker is going to talk to you? So you should able to guess. Your memory should be in such a way, or you should use your memory in such a way that you should able to guess what the speaker is going to speak further. Right, there are many speakers, educational speakers are there. You can see videos of those people. You will understand that when they speak, we should have that much thinking capability to guess what the speaker will speak next, what will be the next point. You should able to guess those points before. Okay, that was second point. Next one is, try to keep listening even when you feel that you do not understand what the speaker is speaking, and you should not interrupt the speaker. You should not interrupt the speaker in between. Okay, now I told you one sentence, you should not interrupt the speaker in between. Means what you should not do? Now speaker is speaking to you, and if you speak in between, what you are doing? You are interrupting the speaker. Interrupting means what? You are doing? In between only you speak and you disturb the speaker. Interrupt means what? To disturb in between. So what I have done? I have done gazing of a sentence. What I did gazing of a sentence, and I told you meaning of a word interrupt. Interrupt means what? To disturb. Okay, what you say? Sorry, I don't want to disturb you. Instead of that, what you can say? I don't want to interrupt you. Correct? In this way, it is told that if the speaker is speaking, let the speaker speak. And if you don't understand what the speaker is speaking, please keep quiet, be patient. You should have patience. After having patience, and let speaker complete or finish his or her saying or his or her speech, and after that you ask your questions, and that questions also you should ask in which type of language. Your tone of speaking should be polite. Are you understanding? When you speak, it should not be harsh. Okay, harsh means what? It should not be too much what we call to hear. It should be polite, it should not be harsh. Correct? So if the speaker talks to you and if you don't understand, keep on listening. No problem. Keep on listening, and after listening for a long time, let speaker finish his talk. After that, you ask for your doubts, or then you can say, I have not understood so and so point. You told one point, I did not understand it. If you are sitting in the class and teacher are speakers, you are listeners. So if teacher is explaining you any topic, then you can say that teacher that teacher, I have not understood so and so topic. Please can you explain me it again? Okay, or then also if you want to disturb in between, that time then what you should say? Excuse me sir. When you say excuse me sir, excuse me ma'am, then what will happen? The speaker will understand that there is some problem with listener, and listener want to speak in between. So then speaker will say, okay, yes, you can. Do you want to discuss anything? Do you want to tell me anything? That is the way, or that is the manner which we should inculcate in ourselves. Okay, we should know those manners, we should follow those manners. Okay, we should have those manners in our behavior. So third point was given that keep on listening to the speaker. Even if you don't understand, listen, let the speaker finish his saying, and then you ask questions in polite language. Next one. Do not feel shy or afraid to ask questions if you do not understand what is being said. But your questions to the speaker, put your questions to the speaker politely. Now same thing is told that there should be politeness in your talk. When you ask any questions, that time there should be politeness in you, and here it is told. If you do not feel shy and afraid. If you want to ask, or if you have any doubt, you can say, excuse me ma'am, excuse me sir, can I ask you one question? When speaker will say you, yes, you can ask me some question, or you can ask your queries, you can ask your doubts. That time then you can speak to your speaker and ask. And that language also should be polite language, and you should not feel shy. Correct? There are many students in 5th standard, present 5th standard, now new 5th standard division. There are many students, those who feel a lot of shy and they don't speak in front of teachers. So there should not be shyness in you. You should not feel, you should not be afraid. You should not feel shy, and you should ask your doubts. You should clarify. You should clarify your doubts to the speaker. Now, clarify means what? To clarify means what? Meaning of this word? Clarify means to clear your doubts. To clear or to clear your doubts. Okay, to clear your doubts means what? To clarify your questions or clarify your problems, clarify your queries. Okay, in this way, third point which was given is you should listen, you should not feel shy. Then next one is sometimes it helps to note down important words or points even as you listen. Now this is the best point which you should apply in your daily routine when you are in the school. If teacher is explaining you in the class, you should have pencil with you and you should note down new points. If teacher tells you something out of the syllabus, you should have pencil with you and you should note down. For example, if I will tell you, students, Ferdinand Magellan was a person who sailed around the earth and he proved that earth is round. If I give you such type of sentence, then you should know, yes, ma'am has given something out of syllabus and we were not knowing it, so let us write down. Correct? If I give you another example, if I say Qatar is the richest country in the world. So now these are some new points. I have told you this before also in post also I have told you. So these are some new points which you should note down. Note down means what? You should have pencil with you and teacher or speaker is speaking in front and you are listening, and if you are thinking this point is new to me, you should immediately write down that point in your textbook. You should note it. You should write down that point in your notebook or in your textbook. Now when teachers are explaining in the class, every time you cannot have a notebook with you. Even if you have notebook with you, though that notebook will be in your bag, you may forget what the speaker has told. So what you can do, you can have pencil in your hand and immediately wherever now textbook is having lot of place, anywhere you can note down the point. Correct? So writing the important points or to note down important words, to note down important points is very much important, and this habit will help you in college life, because when you go in 11th and 12th standard, what happens over there? Teachers are coming in the classroom, they are teaching, they don't even ask you whether you have understood or not. Correct? And they have to complete their portion, so they come, they teach and they go. So if you have this habit in lower classes, it is going to help you to note down important points. Teacher is explaining, you should able to note down points, and those points you can revise afterwards. If anything is written, if something is written in the book, what do? You erase it or what? No, that points are as it is in the book for a long time. So what you can do, with the help of when you start reading lessons or when you read a book, that time you can read those points and keep those points in your mind. So in this way, being a good listener will help you, and if you note down what the speaker is speaking, it will definitely help you in future. Last point which is given over here is, lastly, it also helps to keep thinking about what you heard. You may grasp the meaning of the difficult word or phrase later on. What happens? What will help if you will note down important point? If you will note down important word, if you will write down important note, if you have not understood when the speaker was telling you, or if the teacher was explaining you, if you have heard it but you don't know meaning of those words or you don't know meaning of those points, if you have written it somewhere, immediately you write it, and then afterwards you can think on it, what the point was given, why this sentence was given, why this word was told to you. So you can think on it, you can grasp the meaning of it, you can find out meaning of the word in dictionary, and it will help you to make difficult phrases, difficult word easy for you. Okay, in this way we studied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points in this lesson, how to be a good listener. What we have studied 6 points, how to be a good listener, and there is one example given over here. This example we will study in next period, And there is some activity also given over here. I will explain you this activity tomorrow. Okay. Now I would like to explain you again in short. Every child should improve his four skills. Okay. Reading, writing, speaking, listening. Everyone should improve four skills. Once you improve your all these four skills, you will able to have command on the language. You'll able to speak Marathi, you'll able to speak English, you'll able to speak Hindi, because these are the three main languages on which you should have command. If you are good in reading Marathi, if you are good in reading Hindi, naturally you will be good in studies. If you are good in writing, naturally you will be able to write down all answers properly in the exam. If you are a good speaker, you will be able to take part in any type of competition. There are elocution competition, there is extempore. Extempore is one type of speech. On the spot topic is given to you and it is told. For example, family. Family topic is given to you, 2 minutes are given to you to think. You have to think on it, and then immediately after 2 minutes you have to stand in front of mic and you have to talk about topic which is given to you. So you will become good speaker. Listening. If you are a good listener, then you will not hear wrong words, and if you hear properly, it will help you to think. It will help you to grasp. Your memory will increase. If the teachers are explaining you in the class, if you have heard it properly, if you have attention in the class, you need not to study. You don't have to even study. Whatever is taught to you by teachers in the school, that will only help you to write down answers in the exam. So in this way, you should be a good listener, and remaining part of this lesson we will study in next period. Okay? Thank you.